Bonjour. Good morning. How are we? How are we? That's the name of the phone now, isn't it? Hi Liv, alright? What do you have planned for this weekend then, mate? Easter weekend? Anything exciting? Hi Sam, how are you, mate? Been a while. How's my favourite greyhound? For everyone else, Sam is not a greyhound, but her dog is. That could have come across as a bit weird otherwise. Strange pet name, Kurt. Strange pet name. Okay, as always, guys, we wait for usually wait for 5 minutes for people to load in, and then once everyone's loaded in, we'll get cracking. Yeah, it feels a bit like Groundhog Day, doesn't it? I'm lucky I can kind of get away with travelling because of my role in the KC. So yeah. But yeah, I know how you feel, Liv. I know how you feel. Let me set up my timer a minute, guys, and I'll be ready to start as soon as we're ready to start. 3 more minutes, okay? Okay, I'm good to go. She's the clever one, I think. Sam, isn't she? Snoozing in the sun on a Saturday morning. That sounds like something I want to get a part of. Never mind, we're here. Let's get some work in, innit? Nothing too energetic this morning, guys. We've got a bit of everything as always. Injury prevention. We've got a bit of core work today. Understanding posterior pelvic tilt. What else? Balance work. We've got a few lower leg exercises, should we call them? Yeah, and then a bit of flexibility and stretching and mobility to finish. So hopefully we'll finish on a nice relaxing couple of exercises, get you ready for the weekend. So any of you following along, not just the guys following along live, the guys who do the session, any of you feeling any different now in everyday life? Are you starting to notice less aches and pains that perhaps you didn't even know you had? Are you moving a little bit more freely? Are you feeling a little bit stronger, a little bit more capable? You know, I would say coming towards the, it's only 2 weeks, we've got to be realistic, but I would say there's a fair chance you're starting to feel a few differences now, especially if previous to this you hadn't done anything. This should hopefully start loosening you up, start giving you that little bit extra mobility that perhaps again you didn't even realise you didn't have. And now if you're running, you can turn a little bit more, you've got a little bit more go, you can move your arms, drive your legs a bit harder. So all those little things add up. At the end of the course, you get a massive difference, and it's, that's where we're going with this. Another minute then, guys. Found a new protein drink I like. It's like a bitter lemon flavour. It's really nice. Really good. I didn't used to like, I don't know how many of you had protein shakes before. I don't like the chalkiness of them. But these are great. Tastes like a squash. Yeah, that's it, Liv. If you don't do the stretching stuff, you can totally overlook how important it is. And how much I always used to have the mindset of, if I can be stretching or if I can do a running session, I'm going to be far better off doing a running session. And up to a point that is true, but if you are training properly, the flexibility isn't either or, it is part of the programming, and to get the most out of your running you need to do the flexibility. And you know, it took me a while to realise that, but like that's what we're doing now, showing you all these things and definitely putting you in a better position to be able to do the other stuff, and that's what it's all about. Right, load up time is done. Those guys following along, are you ready? So if you've got a mat, get your mat out. We're going to sit down, we're going to do the squat as METs first. I think these are my favourite because they're the quickest in all honesty, but just as effective as all the others, so I like to do them. I'm just putting my workboard up so I can see it as I'm working. Right, onto your butt then. Put your legs out in front of you. We're going to wrap our hands around our knees so that we're there. Our knees are on our elbow ditches, and we're going to push out into our hands at about 20%. Okay, you know the deal by now. So into position. In 3, 2, 1, and push. Just at 20%, guys. Let's just turn the hip muscles on, yeah? Start thinking about your breathing now as well. And relax. Legs out straight, and then back in. Second one, off we go. And relax, legs out, and back in, and another one, ready, off you go. And relax, legs out, back in, last one then. Off we go. Can any of you hear the owl in the background? I think I've got an owl living above my gym. Making a hell of a racket here. Okay, I'm relaxed. So you guys stay sitting down. I'm going to stand up to just show you something. The exercise is going to be on the floor though, okay? So what we're going to do next is it's a core exercise, and it's called a dead bug. Now why a dead bug is important to use is because there are lots of progressions to it, but more than that, it's all about setting your pelvis in the proper position and avoiding what I call a Kardashian butt. You know, walking around like this, yeah? The duck butt, yeah? So what we want with the dead bug is to tilt our hips back, see if you can see from the side, tuck them underneath us. And that's what this exercise helps us achieve. So we don't want this, we want this. This is the position you want your hips in when you are running, because it's the most advantageous position for you to be in to run. And it's the safest as well. It's going to put less pressure on your lower back. It's going to set everything up much, much better. So the dead bug, focus has to be on your lower back being in contact with the floor by tilting it back. Now, if you lift your feet up off the floor, it makes that way, way harder. The dead bug is good because you have the option to do this, you have the option not to do this. You have to do what is right for your ability at this point. Through this exercise, the priority has to be core engaged, lower back onto the floor. Okay? So, sorry, I explained that wrong. Once you are on the floor and we get this position, from here, if your head is back, naturally you're going to have your lower back off the floor. So, to get it in contact with the floor, what you can do is either lift your knees up above, here, or you can sit up a little bit, and that puts tension on the core, and then you hold this position. But when we're holding this position, I want you squeezing. I don't want you passively holding this position. Okay? So whether you do it with your head back, or if you engage the core through a half sit-up, then you can have your hands and the knees in this position, but you need to be squeezing here. You need to keep contact so that you can't force your hands under your lower back. This is the version. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can start to try to maintain that pressure whilst moving one limb at a time. But for the first go, guys, I'd really like you just to focus on staying tight through the core, making your lower back stay in contact with the floor if possible, okay? So let's do that first. We're going to get into position. We're going to go for like 3 20-second efforts. If you can't do it for 20 seconds, do it for however long you can, alright? And I am not going to advise you to move any limbs first. I would really like you to focus on getting that good position through your lower spine and then squeezing all the musculature in your core. Remember what we talked about with midline bracing? Make everything nice and tight, okay? So let's get into position then. On our backs, feet up, and then in 3, 2, 1, let's brace. Keep pushing that lower back down. Learn to breathe through bracing. And relax. How did that feel? Now it's only you who's going to know if your lower back is in contact with the floor, so it's up to you to decide if it is or not. Really try your best to push your belly button down. I don't like that cue as a cue because it makes you think about just doing that, but do that, but then make sure you're really squeezing all your core. Get your hips to tilt back, that's what you need, okay? Second one then. Into position. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Push that lower back down, squeeze the core, hold. Learn to breathe in this position. And relax. Good. That's number 2. We're going to do one more go, guys. Start feeling your core really, really tight. It's going to start aching a little bit. That's okay, that means you're doing it good. You're squeezing all the muscles you need to. Let's do the last one then. Onto your back. Into position. In 3, 2, 1, and off we go. Last one. Let's make it really good. Push that lower back down. And relax, well done. Good work, guys. First go at that, how did you feel? How was it? Certainly not easy. So for those of you who are wearing shoes now, time to take them off. We're going to do some foot shortening exercises and then work on some balancing again. Okay? Okay. As I always say to you guys, our feet are so important, so overlooked as well, which is crazy to me because we're on them all the time. So what we're going to do today, we're going to work on increasing that arch and increase the mobility up. So mobility is our own control of the range of flexibility, if you will, the own range of movement. Yeah, the breathing is really hard on it, Liv, definitely. So yeah, as I've shown you before, I think all of you have probably seen this now. When you lift your big toe up, it makes your arch go bigger. And I don't want to say like healthier, but the healthier your foot is, the more control you have over that. So what we're going to do this time is called a foot shortening exercise, and the idea is to drag your lower toe against the floor in towards your heel. So it's almost like a resisted rep. You're working the muscles in the bottom of your foot, yeah? Now the best way, I've brought a little tool for me to kind of show. The best way for me to explain to you the movement that we're looking to do is if you put your foot, I've got toilet bags for dogs, I didn't have a tea towel with me in here. If you put your foot on it, the action I'm wanting you to do is scrunching it in. Does that make sense? So I'm pulling it in smaller. Can you see that? That's what the foot shortening exercise is. The harder you push into the floor, the more it's going to work your foot. Okay? And we're going to do 10 reps on each foot, and then we're going to go into the next exercise. Okay, so if you want to make it a little less hard, put your foot out in front so there's less weight over the top of it. If you want to make it really hard, stand directly over the top and then do it. You've got a lot more weight pressing against, so there's a lot more weight pushing out as you're trying to pull in. Okay, so we're going to do 10 reps on each foot. Into position. And like I said, don't rush it, don't just go through the ranges, really try and grab the floor, okay? That's the idea, we're looking to get dexterity with our feet. Okay, 3, 2, 1, off we go. Let's just do 8. I feel like 10 might be too much, and then do 8 on the other foot. Ready? Off we go. Really grab that floor. Think about pulling that tea towel in, yeah? Good. And then shake them out. Okay. Okay, so the next exercise, we're doing a little foot circuit here. We're just doing 2 exercises. What I want some of you to think about doing, this is like balance work. So there's a lot of different versions. Easier version will be foot goes down, other foot comes up. You try to squeeze all your posterior chain and hold this position whilst everyone else who is able to or wants to have a go at. Your version is opposite arm goes up, goes down and touches the leg. So we want some bend in the knee, but we want some movement from the hamstring as well. So the regression to that movement, as I say, is just the balance. If you want to go in between, you can reach up and touch your knee maybe. Okay? It's nice and slow. This is not about going fast. This is about control. Use your foot to help with your balance. Use your hamstring to control the movement. Okay, so we're going to do 5 on each leg. I'm going to go left foot down first, touching with my hand. Those of you who are balancing, we're going in 3, 2, and 1. Once we've done 5 on one leg, let's do 5 on the other. Cool. Shake it out. And I lost my balance a few times there. That's natural, guys. We're all human. It's about trying your best to counteract it. And as I say, go a range that suits you. You don't need to go all the way down. Go down, touch the knee, remember. Stability. Control through the hamstrings, that's what we're working on. Okay, we're going back to the foot shortening now. 8 reps. Ready? Off you go. Grab the floor, pull it in. Once you've done 8 there, let's swap sides. Off you go. Good. And then we're going to do 5 more on each leg of the ups and the downs. So get into position. 3, 2, 1, off you go. And swap sides. Job done. Well done. Good. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next exercise now. Now, this exercise focuses on going through 2 planes of movement at once, which is quite important for us as agility handlers because we're never only going forward, yeah? Often when we're going forward, we're looking to rotate as well. So we're running, looking back for that blind. Maybe we're running, going to do that front cross. So there's lots of movement patterns involved, it's not just one. So it's important to train these things. This one is called a wood chop, okay? So what we do on a wood chop, we set our feet up just outside our hips. And it's called a wood chop, but like some of the guys in the group like to call this stacking the shelf. You go to the side, so it's like a half squat, pick up a box that's at about knee level away, and then we take it up and put it on the shelf. Okay? Now, how it actually looks when it's a bit quicker, and why I called them a wood chop originally, down, we come up, so as if we've got the axe, look at my back foot, is pivoting around with me, and then we come down. Okay, so we're getting that rotation and a little bit of forward flexion as well, okay? So that's the wood chop. Now, reduce the movement to whatever suits you. Do it nice and slow, but we're going to have a go and we're going to do 10 on each side, alright? So into position, in your own time, nice and slow, from the side, half squat, up and across, make sure you're getting that rotation, make sure that back heel is up off the floor. 10 reps, off you go. And then swap sides when you're ready. Good. Good stuff, guys, well done. Short break now. Slight cardio element to that as well, isn't there? So we're going to do another 10 now. Okay, same again, this is practice. Use your feet, grip the floor, nice controlled movement. Ready? Off we go. stuff, well done. Okay, what we're going to do now is some reverse lunges, or reverse step backs. Not a reverse step back, just a step back. And how that looks from this position, we're going to step back, take our knee down, and then reach up, across, and then step back in. Now if you can't take your knee all the way down, step back, up and across, then step back in. Okay? So it's a stretch on your hip flexor, but obviously it's a strength move, a bit of balance, a bit of coordination as well. We're going to do 8 on each leg. Go the range that suits you. Don't step back if you haven't got enough balance, if you haven't got enough strength, if you've got sore knees. Step back to whatever level suits you. Reach up and over. You'll feel the stretch there. Okay? 8 on each leg. Let's go. In your own time, guys. 1 rep at a time. Nice and slow. No rush. Good. You keep going, keep working. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing. This time we're going to do 5 on each leg. So we're reducing the reps. Let's keep the quality high. Exact same thing, okay? Take your time. Step back. Up and across. Okay? 5 on each leg then. In your own time. Keep breathing. Off you go. Great effort. Well done. Tough, that is. A lot of leg work there for you guys. Really important to start getting some strength through our legs now though. Well done. Okay, a little bit more balance work, a bit more flexibility as well. Balance work because we're going to be back on one leg again, but the stretch is going to be on the front of our quads because of what we've just done. Now from the side, I put a hand out to help with balance. I mean, I don't, but I would advise you to. You grab your foot, pull it in, hold and release. Hold and release. Hold and release. Okay? And we're going to do 10 on each leg. Nice and slow. I don't want anyone holding the stretches for longer than a second. Look. Hold and release. Hold and release. Basically, I'm pulling my knee back to the point I feel the stretch, letting go. Okay? 10 of those on each leg then. Ready? Off you go. So to keep your core nice and tight and upright. Good stuff, guys. Shake it out. Well done. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. For those of you that struggled like that, I'm going to give you an alternative. You can lie on your side and try to reach back to your foot and grab it. We're less reliant on the balance here, so if that was the issue, this should help you. Okay? So you guys can do it like that. Everyone else, if you want to try it standing up, we're going to do 6 on each leg this time. Off you go. And shake it out. Good work. Okay, let's get into some lower back stretches. We're onto our onto the floor. Okay, arms out to the side, palms facing down, and we're going to get our knees up, and we're just going to rock them side to side, controlling it with the core, getting that stretch in that lower back, nice and slowly. You do what works for you to get your stretch in your lower back. Off you go, guys. Good, and now we're going to put our feet out. So if you guys put your eyes forward, this one's a little bit different, okay? We haven't done this one before. Feet are out. What we're going to do is bring one knee up, and then twist across with the knee, and then bring it back and down. Same with the other one. Up first, then across, try to touch it down, and then bring it back. Okay? That's your range of movement. Off you go. Last one. Okay, and on your next one, what you're going to do is take it across, bring your hand onto the top of your knee and just hold it there, hold the stretch. Keep breathing, guys. And bring it back. And then the same on the other leg. Last one, bring it up and across. And bring the hand across onto the top of the leg and hold the stretch. Okay, back to neutral. Last one coming up now, guys. Okay, so eyes forward if you can. We're lying on our box. Lying on our box. We're lying on our backs. From this position, we're going to bring one leg up. Okay, now, everyone's going to be a little bit different here, so watch the different versions. If you're able to, right hand goes on the inside of your knee, and then the hand goes on the outside of your foot. And then you sit back and feel the stretch in your hamstring here. Lower back is on the floor. Okay, if you can't get to this position, I want you to put your hand around your back of your thigh and just pull it in as much as feels comfortable for you. Okay? Okay, so let's do it together then. Right leg comes up. Inside of the knee to outside of the foot, if you're able to. Otherwise, behind your thigh. And off you go. Sit back and relax. Feel the stretch. And let's release that one. We're going to do the same on the other leg. So once that one is down and back, let's bring the left one up. Inside of the knee, outside of the foot, or behind the thigh. And off you go. And relax, both feet back out, and make your way back up to a seated position, and then into your standing position. We're done for the day, guys. Well done. Good stuff. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed it. A couple of new things in there again. There's wood chops. Yeah, love some feedback on how you're finding the course so far. Are you starting to feel some real life benefits now, all that kind of thing. As always, guys, pleasure to work through these sessions with you. So the ones who followed along live especially, appreciate the company, you know I always do, but everyone who's doing it, you're doing a fab job. I know it's not easy, the hardest bit is starting though, and you've all started now, so let's keep that consistency going and let's finish the course. I promise that at the end of it you will look back and be pleased that you did. Have a fantastic weekend. For those of you who've got Easter, enjoy your Easter. And I will see you in the next one. The sessions will be posted on Sunday. See you later, guys.